I've been fixing up this rare OBS Ford 7.3 F250 I found on Facebook Marketplace 400 miles away on a farm. My dad had one of these as a work truck when I was a little kid, and I'm determined to get this one back to its former glory. We've done tons of work already to this truck. What the fuck? And it's gonna get repainted soon. But I don't want to focus all on the top side and forget about the underneath. So today, we're heading to my friends at Northeast Auto Imports to dry ice blast the whole frame, the whole underside of the cab, as well as the new bed we got for the truck too. Then we'll paint it all with a specialized coating that'll make it look better than new and protect it so it doesn't disintegrate back into a version of its former self. I've never seen the underside of this thing on a lift with such access to everything, and I hope we're not in for any surprises under there. We've got 500 pounds of dry ice here that we load into the dry ice blaster itself, fire up the compressor, which supplies air to the dryer, which ensures there's no moisture in the supplied air, and then that dry air gets sent to the blaster itself. We first get the truck in the air, then find a place to ground the ice machine to. Glenn here handles the ice blasting for the shop and shows me the basics on how everything works, except he's not doing the blasting today. I am. I just gotta be careful with this thing. The machine costs $50,000. Glenn gives me a walkthrough on what to do, so I don't hurt myself.
What it's going to do, and then it's going to dry, and when it dries you'll be able to see how clean it is, right?
Yeah.
But then when it dries you're also going to see all the spots that you missed. All this undercoating, all this will come off. It'll look like brand new bare metal. Go for like the greasiest areas first, right?
Okay.
It's going to freeze all the greasy shit, and if it's not, sometimes it's not just going to come right off. It freezes,
Okay.
and then it kind of moves. So if you do your greasy areas first, and then you're going to go back over it. Then after that, it's kind of dispersed and it comes off easier. You'll get into a rhythm of it. By the end of it, you don't know what you did, what you didn't do. So you'll have to like shove it down and like go outside for like a minute and look around at trees.
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, okay, and then you go back and be like, oh, there's a huge spot over here.
Okay.
It's very disorienting.
And per Glenn's instructions, started with the greasiest bit first, the front axle area, and destroyed my microphone in doing so. And, unfortunately, later, I learned why this area is just so damn soiled and oiled. You can see how it just evaporates, no moisture left behind, so we don't have to worry about hitting water-sensitive areas with this thing. But just 5 minutes in, this stuff goes fast. The engine cradle and this metal line running under were caked in oil, and this is definitely an area I wouldn't want to be shooting this close with a sandblaster. It's like magic. Dry ice blasting works by shooting frozen CO2 pellets at the metal at very high speed. On impact, they instantly turn to gas, popping off rust, grease, and old undercoating without damaging the steel underneath. No abrasives, no water, no sand, no heat, no warped panels. Just clean, bare material. The tech was developed by Lockheed Martin in the 1970s to clean aircraft without weakening or damaging aluminum. It isn't great at removing solid paint. That's the point. Good coatings stay put, while loose, rust, and failing coatings come off. It's non-toxic, non-abrasive, leaves no secondary mess like sand. You can see the recoil this thing has when you first press the trigger. This thing is no joke. That's what happens as this gun shoots the pellets out at near supersonic speeds. What an incredibly satisfying process to do. With the front-ish area of the truck done, it's nice to see the progress. What was once caked in decades of oil or covered in flaking rust is now back to its natural state. Now now onto the frame rails, and here you can see the difference on what's been hit with the blaster versus what hasn't yet. You're probably curious about rust. Any surface rust or rust that hasn't deeply penetrated the metal gets sent into oblivion with the ice blaster. Heavy, deep-pitted rust that's eaten away at the metal won't come off with this. But luckily, we haven't run into any of that. Yet. The tranny cleaned up really well. That sounded raw. You can even read the tag on it. But as I moved further down the line with the truck, the ice was moving further down the bin at a faster pace than I was moving.
Alright, little problem is I have only a little bit of ice left, and I'm only to about here on the truck. So for outside reference, well, you can actually see where I've done and where I haven't. This is all the ice I have left. I'm going through it a little bit quicker than I thought. But I also don't know what I'm doing. Let's finish up that hopper. I'll order some more in. It'll be here on Monday. It's Thursday now, so get a few days to edit.
500 pounds of ice, and I'm about a quarter way done the truck. Then again, this isn't exactly Miata we're doing here, but I've got to be a little more efficient. After all, it's almost $500 per hopper of ice. Definitely don't think you can use a sandblaster or pressure washer this close to all these fuel and electrical lines.
Off of this thing. Look at that. It's just everywhere. We definitely need another tub of dry ice, but we're looking good. All right, it's a few days later. They took a little bit to deliver the ice, but the new thing of ice is here, so it's time to continue on. I've got about to around here done, but I got to touch up areas up here, and then I'll do, well, you can clearly tell where I've done.
Onto the rear axle and the backing plates of the drums. Not a ton of grease or rust, but lots of farm dirt. Then onto the rear gas tank area, which was super satisfying to do. I hit the surrounding areas as well. And it's looking like a brand freaking new tank was just put in the truck. And I'm honestly surprised about the shape of everything under here. For a truck that came from New York, it's really not terrible, and it's cleaning up really nicely. Whatever surface scaling's left won't survive under the coating we'll be painting over everything. Now time to hit the underside of the cab itself, covered in this, not sure if it's some sort of factory undercoating or what, but the ice blaster does a fantastic job shedding it off, exposing the Ford factory primer on the cab. But then, all of a sudden, I seemed to get much less pressure through the gun, and something felt off. So the roundest-headed mechanic came out for a checkup on the compressor.
Why would you do that?
And we found...
Oh, that is... Now that you have a light on it. Why are they greenish though? Because that's the color of compressor oil, I think? Something.
The dinosaur from the Cold War was dead. Just for now. Bringing this day of ice blasting to a screeching halt. So the following morning, I rented a compressor, since the dry ice wouldn't survive days of waiting for the other compressor to return to life. It's got a shelf life. It's ice, after all. And to get a bit more intricate, I pulled off the wheels so we could access behind them. Then, like a bazooka on my shoulder, we got back to blasting once again. Since I've got ice left, I'm going to touch up all the spots I missed, since, like Glenn said, there's definitely some. You get like tunnel vision. Your eyes start to sting from being hyper-focused on details. Back to the back, with the wheel off, you can really see where I missed with the wheel in the way. And back springs and drum done on that side. Can't believe I missed that spot. But once I blast the other side drum and springs...
I think... Look it out. Alright, I think we're ready to get the bed up, drop the truck down, get the bed up, and do the bed. This is incredible.
We put the truck down, unbolted the two bolts holding on the bed.
Oh, who put that one on? I did.
Then put the wheels back on the truck.
You think this thing is gonna start? I don't know.
The area below the bed here is in need of some love. Much better. Now time to tackle the underside of the new bed, which I bought off Facebook Marketplace from a lad who brought it up from Charleston, South Carolina, aka somewhere that doesn't use salt on the roads. So this thing is free of rust, not free from dirt. Because of a spike in the humidity outside, the ice blaster turned into a fog machine, hence why you can't really see anything. But as you can see now, it still did a damn good clean. Since I've got some ice left, I'll hit the underside of the hood too, since I think something at one point exploded and dyed part of it or something. It's nasty. The front radiator support was replaced at some point, the previous owner told me, which obviously came off a red truck. And since this paint over the red wasn't properly adhered, it comes off in pieces. Once I clear the floor of the bits of my truck,
I don't think that's supposed to be on the ground.
I'll spray the bed down with some degreaser, since it's got all this dirty, mucky water on it. Then we'll pressure wash it clean, before putting the bed back on, lifting the truck up, and spraying the entire underside of the cab and frame down with degreaser as well.
I'm wet. Got the fan set up. Gonna keep that running. And now we just let this dry overnight. Hopefully it's dry by tomorrow so we can paint. It's gonna be so cool.
And the truck did successfully dry overnight, but the next morning, before I can even touch the spray gun, there's something that needs to get replaced on the truck.
So what we have to do is, because the truck is sitting at a wicked rake, the bed looks abnormally high. That's because it is sitting abnormally high because of this. This block is what should be in an F350. It's 4 inches tall. And then we also have this little spacer up here with this helper leaf thing that's pretty much useless. And because I don't want this thing having that really weird rake, I want it to sit as a 250 HD should. We're gonna replace this block with the shorter 250 block, the 2-inch block. And once I get those in, then we can paint.
I found these 250 blocks a few weeks back on Marketplace, not too far away. They are a little crusty, but what are the odds there's a sandblaster right in this garage bay? So I'll load them up quick and give them a quick blast to get the flakes off. I just want to make sure these are on before we paint the underside of the truck.
That's a little better.
Now I'll blast the other one before getting them in the truck. And thankfully, we're on a lift, which will make this much easier. The lower shock bolt comes out, followed by the 4 nuts holding on the U-bolt. Now we can push the axle down to pull out the old block and helper spring.
See, this was the old one, and this is the new one.
I also got some brand new correct length U-bolts to replace the old ones, before I was interrupted by Tyler and a Crown Vic. Oh, the diarrhea! Funny enough, you may recognize that Crown Vic, as it's the one that I picked out last winter to race in the Crown Vic Racing Series. Tyler stole it from me, but as karma would have it, a few days later, I got to test out the new chainsaw I got. Now back to the blocks. We'll lift the axle back up with an axle stand with our shorter block in place, and secure the new U-bolts. And it's the same for the other side. Shock comes out, but someone torqued this side down a little much.
No way they're that tight. I've never met anything that this Milwaukee can't break. What?
Then Tyler gave me a bigger impact to try.
Let's see if you want to play games now.
Apparently, they did.
Wheel's not the best.
Good.
There's a new wheel here if you need. Put on safety glasses.
Thanks.
What I didn't realize was just how much tension was going to be released once a U-bolt was cut. But with both of them cut, the U-bolts come out, block and helper spring come out, and in goes our new block,
Sweet.
along with the shiny new U-bolts. Which means now we're finally ready to paint. And we'll start with under the new bed. At first I was going to tape off this trim, then I decided to just pull it off entirely. And the big question, what are we painting everything with? Derek, the owner of Northeast, suggested this. Nope, it's not the regular wool wax that stays wet. This is a high-performance, water-based permanent hardshell coating called Hard-On.
Yeah.
It'll protect everything under here from rust, moisture, and salt. And it also acts as a sound deadener and chip guard in addition. But as soon as I get the spray gun ready, something's not right.
Slight problem. No painting today. The applicator gun is too big for the canisters. And you can see this tip right here versus this gun, which is actually made for this stuff, has a different tip. So we had the idea to cut down the nozzle on that gun to just use it. The only problem is, if there's a difference in these nozzles, and the size of them or the way that they spray, then all of this work, I'm now at like a week's worth of work, is not going to come out the way that I want. So we've decided, since it's just mechanic Tyler and I here, we're going to wait until Monday, because it's Saturday right now, until Derek, the owner of the shop, or else Glenn can point us in the right direction on which thing we should do. So I'm this far into it now. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to put the paint back into its jug. We'll come back Monday and see if we can't get a game plan.
Luckily, over the weekend, some new parts arrived. But unluckily, some were damaged. Our new front and rear bumpers came in.
This one's heavy. Oh, the rear bumper. It's heavy. Crap. Well, there's the fender. Yeah, it's dented. You can see those ones pretty good. And right there is a dent. Shoot! This one was checked by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Ooh, salmon. You almost just examined it fall on the floor. Beautiful. This one came in a wooden crate.
And even packaged in wood, the tailgate still managed to arrive damaged.
We're back. We finally have a gun we're going to be using. This is not it. We finally have a gun that we're going to be using to do this.
Intercraft saved the day and sent me out their undercoating spray gun. It's got an adjustable nozzle to easily control how the paint sprays on the fly, and a pressure regulator down below to fine-tune the spray effect. The snap lock pot makes filling and refilling nice and easy, since we'll be doing that many times. Time to get suited up and finally start painting. I make a few adjustments to the nozzle quick to get the pattern and amount of fluid we need, and then can start laying it down. And I'll include a link to this undercoating gun down below. Thanks, Intercraft. I'll start with the back of the bed and move forward, making sure to spray in all the nooks and crannies. If I don't cover this thing good, it'll end up looking like the bed we took off of this truck. This stuff goes on a bluish gray color, but it dries to a nice black finish. Wait till you guys see it.
All right, the bed is all set. It's looking really, really cool. And this is freaking awesome. Look at this thing. Now it's time to do the top side of the frame.
Now I'm just coating the top of the frame rails, top of the fuel tank, top side of the cross members back here, and tops of the springs and axle. Everywhere we're not going to be able to reach once we set the bed back down. I want coverage everywhere. And that looks mint. We'll set the bed back down, get the whole truck up, pull the wheels, and go to town. Starting with the front, I'm ignoring the shocks since we'll be replacing those anyways. No need to waste the coating. Down the frame rails on the outside we go. To the back of the truck to coat the springs and the rear axle. It's looking exceptionally blue now. If this doesn't turn to black, I'm screwed. Once most of the outside's coated, I moved to coating the inside of the front axle and the floors of the cab, and was finally getting into a groove. Until suddenly...
I think I'm out of paint, and I'm not finished the truck.
Man, I can't catch a break with this thing. I'm out of paint. First, I ran into problems with the generator, then the spray gun, now this. So I'm gonna have to look and see what the recoat time is on this stuff and order more and come back. Oh. Is what it is.
The new gallon of paint showed up. Now we can get back to it. I want to cover up a few things first.
A little hack for you. Aluminum foil works awesome for masking stuff up.
And I'll start at the back this time, coating the fuel tank and any inside frame rails I might have missed. Then onto the back side of the drums and the rear axle. Just like that, many hours later, it's job done. I'll let the truck sit in the bay and cure for a few days, and before I show you guys the final product, we have to fix our mess up.
Now we've got the truck back, except I had a little problem. See up here? Yes. Very good. There's a new oil leak, and it's ruined part of my nice undercoating job. So what we're gonna do now is try to find where that leak is coming from. I don't even know where to begin, because it's like in the frame. But we're gonna try to find where it's leaking, fix the leak, and then continue on the list of a million things to do. I know, it looks a little wet, but
I want to fix this leak and get it sorted before showing you guys how the frame looks,
I am not sure.
since this corner got messed up from the leak.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like the wettest part is up here at the steering box. I'm thinking that might be the cause.
I pull the cap from the reservoir to check the fluid.
What color is that? It's like clear. What the heck?
So, I'm gonna pull the steering box. I'm thinking it's the problem, and I wouldn't mind upgrading this thing anyways based on how atrocious this thing went down the road on our little test rides. Off come the power steering lines going to the steering box, which confirms this is probably something we should definitely be doing.
Absolutely disgusting. Look at the crap and sediment and stuff in there. Ugh.
The bolt holding the steering shaft comes off, then we can pry the steering shaft back off. Now I'm just removing the cotter pin and castle nut attaching the steering linkage to the pitman arm. And with a few taps, the two separate. Now the bolts holding the steering box to the frame come out.
Ugh. What the heck? That's nasty. Ugh.
The last two bolts come out, freeing the box from the frame, in a true test of my wrist strength.
Oh, that was close. Oh my gosh, this thing is heavy. I think this might have been where our leak was. Neighbor Steve brought me over a professional pitman arm puller tool so I can try to get this thing off. I don't want to get some cheap one from Harbor Freight and just have it break. No, I've never done that before.
First the nut comes off, holding it on. Then we position on the puller and tighten it down, which separates the pitman arm from the steering box. Correction, should separate them. No success. So I'll soak the splines in some penetrating fluid for a few hours and try again later in the afternoon. To still no avail.
Guess not.
The box with the pitman arm still attached then loaded a plane to North Dakota, where the folks at Blue Top Steering Gears would work their magic, transforming this dilapidated thing into a precise and non-weeping box. In the meantime, I'll get more bodywork done.
Why is there always one?
And if you're not yet subscribed, now's the perfect time to hit that button.
How is this thing not coming up?
I'm trying to reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers before the end of this year, and we're almost out of time.
Right.
Then the other side. Now I'm just wiping the truck down to see the rest of the blemishes on the body we need to get sorted before we paint. All these little chips and dings need to be sanded down and smoothed out.
Looks like there was a little damage here. In fact, the whole hood is in a little worse shape than I thought. Looks like right here there's actually like a bow to it.
On a lot of areas of the hood, the clear coat was delaminating, like you can see here. So I've got to feather out those edges of the lifting clear, or my fresh paint is going to chip off too. And a week later, a steering box arrived.
But you wouldn't even know that this is the same steering box. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. Putting in one of these Blue Top boxes was hands down one of the best upgrades that I did to the Super Duty 7.3. It drives and steers so unbelievably nice, you would never think you're in a 20-something-year-old one-ton pickup. So I am super excited to get this thing in this truck and see how it drives, even though I've driven it enough to know that the steering is tapped. Really not right. Now let's get this installed with the help of today's video sponsor, Olight and the Arc Pro Ultra. This thing is not just a flashlight. This is a 4-in-1 multi-tool of lights. So we'll put it right up there.
First off, the light output is great. We're talking 1,700 lumens of clean white light, thanks to a new premium LED in full flood mode now.
Please don't drop it on your face.
I get the box up into position and start tightening the bolts. You get dual beam modes with this light. A wide flood when you need to see everything around, or a tight spotlight when you want to focus on something specific. All at the turn of a dial.
But my favorite part, a green laser for pointing or signaling, and not for pointing at aircraft. No. And it's even got a UV light for inspecting things. No plastic here. This thing is made of aluminum.
You can even get it engraved. The steering shaft slides back on, and the new steering lines get threaded into the new box. This Blue Top steering box is going to tighten up the steering and make this thing drive better than it did from the factory. And I'll include a link to their website down below so you can get your own Blue Top steering box.
And with Christmas right around the corner, it's the perfect gift for the hater of darkness in your life.
If you want to check it out, the link is right in the description down below. Thanks, Olight. Now I'm sliding the pitman arm onto the steering box, then attaching the steering linkage back to the pitman arm. And that's job done. Can't wait to see how this truck steers. But we've got lots to do before getting to that point, like getting in our new shocks that arrived.
Now my shocks, I have to figure out what's what, because with my truck I have the F350 front axle and standard 250 rear. So I had to get the front axle, the front shocks for an F350, and the rears for a 250.
Back shocks both get replaced, since everyone commented the old ones were no good anyways. Both rears go nice and smoothly, but when I get to the front, something's off.
Slight problem. The shock, well, like right here, it looks pretty similar to the old one. But then, Gotta put it up here. These side areas hit before this actually lines up. These don't, this has too short of a neck, it appears, compared to the shock that came out. See? Little bit of a difference.
So I'm gonna have to do some digging and find out what's going on here.
Now, back to the whole shock situation. I actually couldn't get those to fit, and supposedly that part number and everything, according to Monroe, the manufacturer, shouldn't be like squared off at the top like those shocks were. So unfortunately, he had to do something with the engineering team, send the info back to them. I couldn't really wait, so I just had to return them, and I got some more. I got these. These are supposedly a very similar shock, and they're the same color. So with shocks, I guess you're supposed to run the same side to side. Front to back, it's fine to run different brands, and that's just what I had to do. So I need the gloss. I hope this one fits. That's what she said. Okay, we're off to a better start than last time.
I would have preferred to run the same brand front and back too, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Though it does kind of bug me that these are flat black, not gloss like the rears.
Nice, at least these ones fit.
Now I'll just make sure the other side fits as well. And then I'll be able to finally show you guys how the whole underside of the truck looks complete.
And now you guys can see the final product. What do you guys think? I think it turned out absolutely amazing. It's exactly how I wanted. It looks great, and most importantly, my favorite part about it, it's protected now. I'm in New Hampshire. Our roads suck with salt. I don't think I'll ever drive this in salt. No, I won't. No. Anyways, this is a service that you can get done at my friends at Northeast Auto Imports. I'll include a link to their website down in the description below. Reach out to them if this is something that you'd like done to your vehicle. Obviously, they would do it for you, not me. Once again, a massive thank you to them. A massive thank you to Derek for allowing me to use his dry ice blasting machine, a lift, a whole garage bay I was in there for a little over a week. So I can't thank all of them enough. I'll include a link to their Instagram, their Facebook down in the description below. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy motoring.